Now I think I'm going to do another video, but I'm going to do the one I've always wanted to do. You can skip by it and just scroll and just kind of give you the finger or look like I'm bragging. I'm not really bragging. I just always wanted to do it, kind of like for a documentary kind of thing, even just for myself. I'm going to show like a little bit of my gear, some of my guitars and stuff like that. Just the ones I use mostly. I do have a little bit bigger. I had a bigger one at one time that I had to sell stuff off. And then I got a little bit extra more stuff lately. Not a lot of it I've already had. I sold some stuff I really didn't want to sell, but I wanted to fix that. I got like a power amp that's in pieces because UPS decided to smash it with a forklift. But it is what it is. But I think I'm going to go through it, you know, just for people who give a shit. You have to excuse the music because I'm going to have myself Evergrey playing in the background because that's one of my favorite bands, and I watch concerts all the time when I just get inspired because I love that band. I love that band a lot, man. It fills it's that niche for me. Heavy, melodic, awesome singer, leads. So I'm gonna have it playing. I don't care. I don't dig it. Go listen to something else. I use Cubase, so I have it queued up. I am a Cubase user. I don't really like Pro Tools. Never fond of it, but Cubase is pretty easy to use. I've been using it for 10 years probably. Before that, a little bit of Pro Tools. My main acoustic guitar is a Cort, but I can tell you right, this thing sounds lovely. This is fun. I play this all the time. I really like this. This is just a workaholic guitar. I bought it just recently, and it's a kick-ass acoustic. I really enjoy it. It's my main one. I have a couple other beaters that aren't very good at all. I have an Ibanez that's a piece of junk, really. It sounds terrible. It looks nice, but the only thing it's good for, otherwise it plays terrible, it sounds terrible. And some other ones, like a Fender, got beat up over the years, for decades. And a nylon stringer classic that I used to, do that I learned my classical music off of when I was young. But otherwise, this is my main acoustic. Now we'll go for the beasts. I think I'll start with, I'm not going to go in the direction of what I used in those, just what I'm going to grab here quickly. So I'm going to probably have to stop the video and bring it over because I don't want anybody to see my fat ass walking in that. So the next one, well, we'll see. It's going to be my Solar 7-string here. It is a it's a Solar guitar. It is very pointy, as you can see. I use it as a weapon when I go for walks. I stab people with it. I get dirty looks. Like, that doesn't sound like Jimmy Page. Kind of doesn't. Not really meant to. And it's got Duncan Solar pickups. It's got a Evertune on it, which is just as advertised. Evertune. You pick it up, it's in tune. You throw it across the ground and get done stabbing somebody with it, it's still in tune. You have to pull it out of the body, and it's still in tune. It's pretty damn cool, actually. Excuse the blood. And this is a badass guitar. These Duncan Solars are the guy Ola England, I guess, worked with Solar, or worked with Duncan pickups to make these Duncan design, and they are awesome. They're not super hot. They're actually more of a medium high output nickel magnets, and they are really cool. That's 7-string, of course, always in tune. But you know what it does? Sounds great in something that would actually get me deported because it makes me really uncool. Man, I'm a sarcastic son of a bitch. I am, because I'm so tired of hearing the politics these days. Everybody's so, I'm Mr. Politics. You gotta joke with them because everybody's got it so stuck up their own ass. I gotta tell you about what it is. This beast, 150 watts, 2 watts. It is 6 KT77 tubes in there, power tubes. This thing is a beast. It will knock down the walls, and I love it. It's like, why do you need that much power? You don't need that. You should just have a little Fender combo here. Well, there's people who drive around big giant trucks and big freaking things. Like, what do you need that for? It's the same idea. You want to drive around a supercharged car and, you know, make loud noises. Same idea. So I need my big monster amp, and it's an Angle. And yes, they're expensive. Yes, they're really overpriced. But you know what? They're mean. They sound like a Marshall pit bull that you went down and kicked them, and they're trying to survive. They're gonna chew your arm off. This is what an Angle sounds like. I love that. You can take your sweet, you know, woman-loving Fenders and do what you can with those, because I have one of those too. It's sitting in the corner over there. It's a little Fender Princeton, you know. And do I use it? Because I can get it from other. You know, it's a one-trick pony. It just kind of sounds a little breakup clean, but I don't like it. My father, you know, I have his Sun amp, which is pretty awesome actually. I used it as a kid, and it's hiding over there. It's a Sun combo amp, but that actually, and I have a Sun power cabinet, or cabinet. It goes with it. That's actually really cool. You know, Jimi Hendrix used to play Sun before he went to Marshall. I also have a Mesa cab. I have a Randall cab. I have an Ampeg cab that sounds like crap. But otherwise, this is my main gear, and this is one of the guitars that I don't record a lot with, because I record with it and play it, but I don't do videos with it because I do make mistakes on it a lot, because it's a 7-string and it's really different. You have to play it all the time to get used to it. I don't play it all the time, but when I'm in the mood for it, it's really cool. So like I said, this is really awesome. It's going to be a long video of it. And look, ow, yeah, it's pokey, isn't it? I'll try another. I'm going to get a vintage one. Okay, this is I've had this since I think I was about 16. About that. This is a Hurricane guitar. It used to be a weird, ugly green color, and I painted it black. I had my friend draw this little warrior queen here. I wanted her to say, you know, Corella from the Conan books. Yeah, she's a badass warrior. Trying to have him do it. He did it when he was a kid. I need to get this saved because it's going to start falling apart here. But I did the glass pickup here. It's been through hell. It has a lot of years on it, and it's an EMG pickup. I put that in there, and it's a Hurricane. I saw Marty Freeman and Jason Becker on their covers in the 80s with this, and I saw it at Eminem Music in Vineland, and I think it was like $200, and I was working at a deli, and I bought it, and I fixed it up, and all the guitars I played a lot, I mean a lot, and recorded. It's this one actually. You can see it's got dust in there, but I actually don't play it as much. I actually do it because the thing I did that I screwed up is I put an EMG pickup underneath of a pick guard, and the battery's underneath the pick guard. You got to remove the pick guard to change the battery, and you know what? That's a pain in the ass. That was a stupid move. You need to do it in the back. Wasn't that bright? So I'm going to remove this pickup someday and put a passive in there, because I'm not really into active pickups. It's not my thing anymore. It was in 1980, in the 80s, when, you know, James Hetfield was going, and I don't know. I don't really like EMGs. They sound good for rhythms, but their leads, I think they sound like Kirk Hammett's suck. Not ripping them, but you know what I mean. Kirk Hammett's got the thinnest tone in the world. So I really don't like that sound. So I like to get that out of there. But actually, I do love this guitar to this day. It's got the maple neck, maple fretboard. The wood is some cheap stuff. I don't know what it is, but this guitar sounded so thick and full back in the day. It sounded too, but pretty cool little thing, and it's been around for 30-something, 7 years, 36 years, 37, something like that. Pretty cool, actually. Pretty cool. Let's see what's next here. I got another one that's a vintage one. I got in 1989, I believe. Spent a lot of money for it. Got a lot of trouble from my girlfriend. She gave me a lot of shit over this one. Yes, the color, I got a lot of crap over the years because it's, oh, you bought a pink guitar. Violet metallic, violet metallic. That's what it was called. And they don't make this anymore. They stopped making it in 93, I think. They go for $2,200, maybe $28 in some places. You can't get them anymore. They did reissue this model in 2008, but only blue-red, whatever they call it. Which is a shame because this guitar is highly sought out. It's basically a poor man's gem. Same body shape, same a lot of things. Beautiful neckboard, or fretboard, maple, shark tooth inlays. These pickups, DiMarzios. I actually took out the DiMarzio Ibanez phones in there and I put Evolutions in there. A DiMarzio Evolution. And as I did in one video, this is probably the best playing guitar I've ever had. To this day, actually. It is. It is just smooth. The maple neck is so thin. It's just sick. It's butter. It's like plain butter. A lot of people don't like that. I like a baseball button neck. It's a real man. You know, to each his own. This is just a shredder's machine, and it's just, you just not even think, and you're just playing, and you're like, oh my god, I played that. Yeah, it's this guitar. And this one has a lot of mileage, a lot of dings, a lot of things I have to fix on it someday. I did just rescue it because it got wet or something in my travels and really warped it up. But it's back in playing condition, and this guitar is absolutely fantastic. It is beautiful. I really, really love it. To this day, it's a shame I don't bring out as much because I don't want to lose it and work on it because I can't get it again. I've seen it beat to hell on the internet, but this is a wonderful guitar. I wish I had another one just like it. I probably should someday maybe get a dupe of it. Though I have a lot of other nice playing ones, this one does play amazingly well. It's a shredder's guitar. It's a metal guitar. Yes, it is. And you know, it's from playing the beast. It's going to melt your face, and that's pretty awesome. I like to see people that and go, ooh, you know, melting. It's actually pleasing. This one is, I got to thank my buddy Bill McMurdy. He sold this one to me, and ever grateful for this because I love this one. This is awesome. This is actually what I wanted for so many years. It's a Fender Squier with a very basic Fender Strat style single coils that are replaced with Duncan single coils. You can't even tell the difference. They were like basic ones in there, and then I put some Duncans in there, and you can't even tell. Looks exactly the same. Sounds better though. I love the unfinished look. It's beautiful, and it plays. Another guitar that plays like butter. Very classic Strat feeling, very old school, and this is my wannabe Richie Blackmore guitar. I'm a Blackmore fan, and when I want to play Burn or Smoke in the Water or Mistreated, some Rainbow, whatever, I'll pick this baby up. It's got the single coil sound, which is going to give you that very sing-songy classic single coil sound. It's gonna, I could say I could try to play some Jimmy licks, which I do try, but I don't like anybody see me do that because I butcher them, because I am the world's worst blues player, because I am as white as they come. Sorry, look at that. I got all these freckles, but man, that's about as bluesy I get. I try, but I love this guitar. It's fantastic. I love just noodling on this. It is a very beautifully playing guitar. It's very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. Very homey. It is great. I love this guitar a lot. Again, I've always wanted this. Also, even go a little bit more in the metal style. Yngwie. Yngwie plays a Strat with a maple neck fretboard. So Yngwie, Richie Blackmore. Yeah, that's this. That's awesome. So I enjoy this, and this is something I play a lot of when I do a lot of recording. I do a lot of my leads, and before I don't do as much in the video, but I do like the little smaller parts. I basically use this because it's very basic, clean sound. It actually works well for that. Very cool, right? Pretty cool. Pretty. Okay, this is a badass guitar. I really, really love this. I love all my guitars, actually. They're like the kids. You pick one over? No, you can't. But this one plays wonderful. Sounds, it's a beast. It's just a screaming loud machine, and it is built for it. It's got these, my favorite guitar pickup these days is a Duncan Pegasus, which I have another guitar I have yet to pick up. I have the Duncan Sentient here. It has push pulls, so I can split the coils, get a little bit of a different twang. I'm at the ocean, at the beach, evidently with this the finish there. Like, you hear that water going. It's the surf. And this guitar, it is awesome. It's got a thin neck. It's like playing a Les Paul without the weight and without the baseball bat neck. It's more of a shredding Les Paul, 24 3/4 inch scale neck, and it's awesome. This guitar, I almost don't want to bring it out so much because I'm afraid to nick it or bump it. I really love it. When I bought it, I didn't know if I would get used to it, but I really love the feel and the sound of this. I play a lot. I actually have it tuned down to D. I use this as a, tuned down to D standard, which is, it's a raging metal machine, so I got it to D standard. That way, I listen to a lot of music, like everybody. I love this. There's not much more I can say about this. It's an ESP LTD. It is the LTD version, which is half the price of this exact same version if you get the ESP. There's a name for it. I'm going to draw a blank over it. This is the EC1000, but you can get the ESP MC2 version of this, which is twice the price of this, but it's got E and G pickups in it, I think. Which isn't as cool to me, actually. Supposedly it's got a little bit more binding and better finish, but I didn't see much else difference for double the price. I actually prefer these pickups than the more expensive ones. So, each his own. But what a beautiful freaking guitar, isn't it? It's freaking awesome. It is. This is awesome. I'm just want to sit here and look at it. It makes me want to play right away. This is awesome. Set neck. And I just hit this on a piece of solitaire. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, this one. This is my Randy Rhoads guitar to me. I have my Richie Blackmore homage, and then I have my Randy. When I want to play some old Rhoads and stuff like that, I pick up this wonderful, joyful machine and jam away. I love it to death. It came with these little black knobs on there, and I put the gold ones on there because I wanted to make it look like a genuine Les Paul from the era, that it's actually copied, because it is actually a Harley Benton. It is not that. I paid $140 for this. $30 shipping. I waited for months to get it. It took a long time to get here. It is a copy. It is probably illegal eventually. Set neck. Ridiculously cheap. I didn't do it yet, but I plan to take out these pickups, which sound okay, actually. I'm actually impressed the way they sound. They actually sound pretty good. They sound like super distortions. Or maybe a little less of that, more of a PAF kind of sound. But I'm going to put bare knuckle pickups in here. I'm getting bare knuckle aftermath pickups and make this, again, a face mount. The neck is a little thick, but it is supposed to be because it's from that era. And it plays, again, nice. For the money, are you kidding me? I always wanted a genuine Les Paul, and I'm not spending $3,000 to $4,000. Well, you can get one used for $2,000. No, because you see what they look like when you use for $2,000. I got a lot of work to do on them, and they don't stay in tune for shit. There's a lot of work you got to do on it. If you spend the good money on it, you get a good one. If you don't, you can get a beater. They're still nice guitars. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But they are expensive. Les Pauls are just expensive. They're beautiful machines, but they're expensive. But, this will get me kicked out of the club because you can't have that. But it's close enough for me because it works for me and it sounds great. I love it. I really like it a lot, actually. I was impressed when I got it. I expected junk. Spend that kind of money. I expected it. When it rides, I was like, wow, this is pretty freaking amazing. So, once I get these pickups changed out, it's just a thing I got to do. It's going to, bare knuckle pickups are not cheap, so I got to save for that. I haven't gotten them yet, and plus, I got to take the time to take this all apart. And then I got to change out the potentiometers, because I don't know if there's 250s in here or 500. I would think they're 500s. They sound like they are, but I don't know. But otherwise, this is awesome. And I'm in love with this. You know, it makes me want to sit there and just start, you know. Probably can't even hear it. I'm playing Suicide Solution, can't hear it. Or I could sit there and play some Jimmy Page, you know. Nah, so I really like this. This is actually a cool one. Alright, this is probably my most recent recorded guitar. It's really my other ones for years and the other ones, but in the last definitely 4 to 5 years, of course there's a lot of years in there where I quit playing altogether, and this kind of sat and collected dust. I quit right after I got this. It was a deal. I saw it online. This is an Adrian Smith model. If you don't know who Adrian Smith is, then you know, I don't feel like telling you. Adrian Smith is Iron Maiden. Yes, I'm an Iron Maiden fanboy, and it is the Adrian Smith model Jackson, which is basically a complete rip-off of a Charvel San Dimas model. That's all it is. It's a Charvel San Dimas model with the Jackson logo slapped on it. And there's a Charvel model. It looks exactly like this, except it's Charvel. And Adrian Smith just kind of put his own kind of pickup on here. His pickup is actually more recessed than normal, so you can't go back on it, but this one's been tweaked that you can on the trim. And it comes with Duncan distortion pickups. I took them out and I put in a Duncan Pegasus pickup, and these are the Duncan 1/4 pound single coils, which are just balls for single coils. It's a little too much actually. As soon as I click on there, and I gotta be right on there because it's gonna like feedback and you know put a straight laser through your head. So, but it sounds great. This is a workhorse. It just stays in tune very well. It is a little bit thicker neck, but it's that classic Charvel type neck. This is a really just great playing guitar. It's like you just pick it up and you go. I got this in tune to D because I play a lot of metal on this one. It's just a very screaming machine, very 80s oriented. Probably makes me look like an 80s copycat, you know, look like Jakey Lee or something like that. But it's actually Adrian Smith, because if you look at the Iron Maiden video, Somewhere in Time, he's playing this. And I just saw Iron Maiden, and second song out, he's playing this. So it's actually really cool. I actually love this. I love all my guitars, but this one I use a lot because it's just, I play and I don't have to think about it, and it just sounds great right away. It's very inspiring, so if I have an idea and I jump in and start playing with this one, it just sounds good right away. I love it. Like I said, these Duncan Pegasus pickups, they're not for everybody. They are a hot pickup, but not a super hot pickup. They are a medium-high output, but they have a lot of clarity. You can chunk with it, but you can also pick each string, and it has a nice even feel. Duncan Pegasus pickups, when you play your, like say like an add 9 chord, or you can really hear all the notes in it, instead of just playing a straight bar chord, if you play more of the notes, you actually hear them ring out. I'm talking about it. See, I'm not quiet actually. You talk about something I really like, I'll talk your ear off. I'm like, get the hell out of here, you freak. So I dig this one. Wish I could get them all out, but I can't. I do have a ESP Explorer. It's black. It's actually the model they got sued over. It is a straight copy of a Gibson Explorer, but it has the banana top as well and everything. They're not allowed to do that anymore. They discontinued it, and it has to have the pointy headstock. I had the banana one, but it's in pieces with a Duncan Invader pickup in it, and I plan to rebuild that someday. I keep doing it. I keep putting it off, but I wish I could show that one because it's actually a nice guitar once it's all together. I'm not crazy about the neck. I mean, it's got the banana top, but banana headstock. But I would like to have a neck put on that. I'm not going to dig it out of the case, it's in a pile over there. And have a black Explorer with a maple fretboard. I think that would look classy. It's like, I've never seen that. I have seen it actually, and it's actually really cool. And I'll do that eventually. It's on my list, but like you see, I got a lot of things that work well, so I don't really need it. It's just so cool to have. you know, I'm a bit of a collector with these kind of things. You know, I don't collect cars. I don't collect expensive stuff. Well, not expensive, but I don't have anything here that's super expensive. I actually plan to get one eventually. You know, like this guy was not cheap. I could have a Marshall sitting here. It would cost that. This is more expensive than the Marshall. And this is not going out anywhere anymore. It's just not. I used to, but it's staying down here. And now I do have a effects pedal over here. I use a head rush pedal board. I may grab and show that. But on to the next one. This might be the last one I show. There's a couple more here, but I'm not really going to dig them out because they're kind of buried. It's another weapon. It's sharp. Ugh. This is my Ibanez Zippus. It is red. Wait a minute. It's green. Look, it's green. No, wait a minute. It's red. No. It's green. See, it's green. No, wait a minute. It's red. Yes. Whatever angle you look at, it changes color. Yeah, isn't that freaking? Red and green. I guess it's like Christmas. Look, green. Nope, it's red. Weird, but cool. I think it's cool. It does have DiMarzio deactivated pickups in it. It is just to be mean, you know, loud and mean. Or I think last time I did a video with it, I played the Chic song. The freak. Just to be weird. But it actually is a very fast Ibanez neck. It actually is a neck through. See, it's not even a set neck, it's a neck through. Pretty cool. This is a nice guitar. I got this probably back in the mid 2000s when it just came out. And I really wasn't allowed to spend any money on guitars, but I got a bonus at work. Back when we got bonuses at work, you know, back, God, we used to get those. That was back in, you know, a different era. You know, that's when, you know, workers were like, kind of, hey, thank you. It was like a $10,000 bonus. So everybody else got the rest of it, and I got an $800 guitar out of the bonus. But all the rest of it went to nothing for me. So you know how it is. You know, you got to give the rest of it to the family. So it is what it is. And I got it like, wow, but it just paid bills and whatever else at the time. I can't tell you. I think it was a important schooling or something. Is what it was, probably mostly that, because that schooling was about $10,000 a year. So I was allowed to get this, and actually it was very cool. I don't play it a lot, simply because I don't know. When I got it, we weren't playing out as much. We weren't doing anything anymore. The band had really slowed down a lot at the time. We were struggling with members, you know, because the members didn't want to play B material. That's what they were calling B-sides. We were tired of playing Uncle Tom's Cabin and Poison and then whatever else hits. It's like, can you play Three Doors Down, the Kryptonite song? It's like, do we have to? But I like that song. You know my rant about the cover songs. Oh, thank God. But this is a cool ass guitar, isn't it? Pointies and everything. It's like, well, I would never be caught dead with the pointing songs. It doesn't sound like a Telecaster. It doesn't sound like a Telecaster. It just kind of doesn't. It wouldn't work in that environment. That's why I don't have a Telecaster. Although I did plan to get one. They were always sold at a price that I like, you know. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on Telecasters. I'm not going to use it a lot. I don't usually play that sound very often. Very twangy. I can get that twang out of a Telecaster. I don't need to get a Telecaster for that. But I have everything else, so it might be worth it to get it someday. But not really big on that sound, actually, anyway. The twang is just twangy. Let's see what else you got. Well, I do have MIDI keyboard. I got another big keyboard. My sister gave me a really beautiful one back there. I don't really have it set up here because it's huge. It's a full-size piano, actually. Keyboard, but it sounds awesome. For my songwriting, I use my MIDI control player right into my Cubase there. I use various mics. Local mic here, which you guys not can hear yet. I have, that's on a Mesa cabinet, and I do have SM57s to record it, but I never do that anymore because I use a torpedo capture that goes right from the head right into the Cubase, and I use IRs. If you don't know what that stuff is, it's probably either you're into that, you know what that is, but it's an impulse response, which means I don't need a microphone. I can play in the middle of the night directly into the thing in headphones. So, and it'll still sound crushing. So that's what I do. And I guess the final thing I even say, in my rack, I used to have a kitchen sink for a rack. I used to have a tri-axis Mesa Boogie preamp with the Mesa Boogie big power amp and a Rocktron Teleflex and a tuner and a Rocktron EQ, whatever else. It was a big, power conditioner. It was huge, and it weighed more than a damn head. So now that I use the head, I was using a rack, and that just stunk. I still have it, but I've replaced all of that because of modern stuff with a single floor pedal, just like everybody else now. I use head rush gig board. It doesn't have the pedal on it. I could have got that, but it costs more, which I don't really play with. I messed with it briefly, but then I end up stopping because it's not really my thing, and I don't really use volume pedals very much. I just use my potentiometer. But this is what I use. It's actually pretty cool. It's actually does everything. I used the 4-cable method to go my effects loop. It does have models on it for like modeling. It does take custom IRs, which is really cool. I do make my own IRs actually. Some are good, some are not, and I've actually done some of the professional ones too. I have a mix and match of my IRs, impulse responses, if you know what IR is. And like actually you can play models, do these things. Not the cheaper models, these are the more newer models. It's not quite a quad cortex or line 6 helix, although it sounds just as good as a line 6 helix. But it's not really as good as a quad cortex or a fractal. But it's close. I do have a model of my angle here. It's not bad. It doesn't capture as well as the more expensive ones do, so the head still sounds better. But the effects otherwise, all in one box now. That's just how things are these days. So instead of the big rack, put this on the floor, and awesome. All digital. Really cool effects. It's beautiful though. I like it. It's the head brush. Pretty cool. I use for my most guitar. I don't record with the amp as much. I do use Neuro DSP plugins, the Fortin Cali, the John Petrucci model, the Gorgia one. I'm not a real big fan of Gorgia, but man, that guy tunes crushes. He sounds great. And some other ones. The Rabia one I like because it's goofy and it's got the synth to it. But that's it, I guess. I'm not going to really go get my other acoustic guitar. I have some pieces of other guitars, but those are the main ones. Those are the ones I use. I do have a bass guitar that's hiding over there, which is just a Jackson small scale. It's behind a bunch of cases that I just moved over there. It's in the back. I'm not going to pull that out, but that's I got two basses. One Area Pro from the 80s, which I never use because it's noisy, and a Jackson short scale, which I cheat because it's a short scale bass that I can play the guitar and lay down the tracks without thinking of, oh, big neck. That's it. But I think that's it. And if you sat through that, you are a champ. But I always wanted to just make this video out there so I can actually go through and look at it and see it myself. So it's actually really cool. I'm a gear junkie. I wish, everybody's got their own vices. You can be on drugs, you can drink a lot, you can have 3 cars, or you can have a giant truck that's like, huge, and you put $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 into it, whatever you got to do. You would think, oh, my gear here costs a lot of money, and it actually doesn't. As you can see, I can actually tell you how much each one costs, and it's over 40 years almost of stuff here, so it's spread out. I don't spend a lot of money. It's not really that much. It's not much here. It's just I use a regular my workstation I just got, and I spent $117 on a refurbished Dell with Windows 10, 2 terabyte, and it's running my Cubase. Awesome. That's what you do. You don't have to spend, I got a $30,000 setup. It's not that. It is not even that. In fact, all the stuff I just showed you wouldn't even buy a car. Not even one, and not even give a down payment to a car. It's like, oh yes, it would. No, a lot of stuff here is, except my original Ibanez. That's it. All the rest of them, I got deals on. Pretty much. The $800 Ibanez I got with the bonus. That was a lot. But you don't have to. You can take decent guitars. They make them mid-level and juice them up. I would love to get a $2,000-$3,000 guitar, but I'm not a rich guy, so can't do that. Someday. I guess that's it. I'm gonna go make a lot of noise. Adios. Oh my god, I should say adios. That's against the rules. Goodbye.